Here's an important lesson for you young artists starting out. I just got turned on to this artist. His name is Bob Martin. Now, he's passed away now. He was 80 years old, but he had been a folk singer here in America, in New Hampshire, up north, for 50 plus years, and I never heard of him. And thankfully, some record label, Worried Songs over in England, heard about him and wanted to get their hands on more of his material. And I found out about it from Uncut Magazine. But the important part of this is, when I finally heard his stuff, I went online and checked out a few songs. I was like, wow, this stuff's fantastic. Thank God there are people reaching out to find these undiscovered, unknown artists. What's even more important is I bought the album. When I got the album, I was further blown away because of the level of consistency from song to song. And now this was his final album, which sadly he never got to hear before he passed away. But I reached back into his catalog because I so enjoyed this album, Seabrook, that was released by Worried Songs in England. And it didn't matter at what point in his career. The level of consistency from song to song and album to album was just tremendous. I was so impressed. And the songwriting was so consistent from album to album. And I'm like, how did I never hear about this guy? But again, thankfully, there's people out there who find people like this so that they can turn them on to us. But the important part of this is consistency. For you young people starting out, or anybody who's starting out and trying to build a career, consistency. Consistency in your sound, consistency in your songwriting, consistency in your vocals, and consistency in your production, because it matters. Because when people do finally come across your music, and hopefully it doesn't take 50 years, they go back and find the rest of your catalog, and they'll see from point to point to point that you're on point, and you're consistent, and you're consistently excellent. So remember that consistency matters. It really is important in your career, and you can't falter at any junction. In fact, if it means that you have to wait a while to make a record, wait until you can produce it and execute it with a great level of care and consistency so that you don't cheapen your image or your artistic vision at any point, because you don't know when someone might find you and then reach back into your catalog to hear more. So consistency, that's one of the most important tenets of any artist. Stay consistent, stay patient, and only execute it when you can do it to your full satisfaction, and eventually it will reach people.